No, this is the bet.
No, we're like a sub bet. We did a sub bet last time, which you still haven't subbed to both of us, by the way. I just want to
I just haven't subbed to him,
by the way.
You.
Just
him. I do still owe Jump a sub. Let's jump into gameplay, folks. If you see something today that you think is particularly special, clip it so we can feature as the Twitch Rivals clip of the day. Without further ado, let's get on to Kings Canyon and play some Apex Legends. Look at this.
What better way to start than... So TSM, of course, won the X Games, but there was another award, the MVP for Apex Predator, or the one that had the most kills over the course of the entire tournament, and it was this man right here, one of the most legendary players in all of Halo history, and one hell of a shot, Snipe Down.
What is this, a controller overlay? This man plays with sticks?
This news that they can play, because there are 3 separate entryways that they can guard, and they're essentially saying that they believe in each other enough. One person per entryway, that's all that takes.
And notice the positioning here from Albalele. He's sitting on the high ground making, this is a Pathfinder only position. For anybody wondering, you cannot achieve this positioning and this high ground scout over what is the top left entryway here for it.
The hopped up triple take 2. We've been seeing a lot of triple take action these past 2 days. Also, peep the Stan Lee hoodie. Just pointing out that's some mad fire swag he's got going on.
I love it. Yo, Albalele is one of the most vocal players within the Apex scene, but also one of the most deadly. The second he saw his teammate Imperial Hal destroy the competition in the solos event, he took to Twitter and said, I want in. Twitch, let me in on this right now. And they said, you know what? That's about the thing that needs to happen. As he is making some shots happen with that triple take in, helping reps defend that position.
The push, instantly looking to get that drop, takes a peek, doesn't land there, but it looks like Hal will have enough to be able to zone out here, this little corridor. Doesn't seem like this fight can happen for that long, but I say that, and at the same time, Rep's taking a lot of damage. Albalele is just fine, but Rep's sitting armorless, now going to go ahead and get knocked.
They're going up against the Fnatic squad as well. Shiny unfortunately fell. Reps went down in the meanwhile as 2, so that's going to be a 2v1, and now immediately Albalele and the teammate Imperial Hal rotate themselves around. They take down Fnatic, and just like that, that's going to be enough in the favor of TSM.
The circle will end pretty much dead center between who they were just looking at, where they are. Now the flank from behind.
There's the members. You've got a grapple that's going to come out, so that's only one. The other one is going to find themselves under the bridge. They're going to be going down with Snipe Down, but he's going to tell them, no, sir, no, thank you. That's the rest of the Rogue members. So Huskers and Dropped are both going to fall. Burt actually ended up taking now Dropped, but as you mentioned, Dreadnought, as soon as they come out of this cavern, it's going to be pretty difficult. Grego tries to make something happen, isn't able to hit the spray, but he does hit the shot of the Peacekeeper. To the face of Burt and on fire. The grenades are going to stick him outside of the zone. He will be able to get back in, but it doesn't matter. They're not done and out of the woodworks just yet. Snipe Down is going to have to be forced to use onto something. He will be able to hide behind the lifeline package, but he's going to have to be careful because there are other players and they want his body.
You're safe.
See the time it's taken here to be able to get off the heels, and this has been a criticism I've had towards Snipe Down. It's not going to be a problem right now, though. Does get the reload time as well into his devotion, but keep in mind, he's only got 2 mags, takes 2 shots, 6 seconds out from the iframe. This should be the opportunity where they get lethal onto him, but the fact that they aren't aggressing shows that they're actually going to be more passive.
So they've got a little bit of time. Unfortunately, Frex is still good. He finds himself barely at a piece of HP. Grego as well. But every player that's on the top of that ledge, they know they're there. And just like that, they see it. The Sentinels look down on their enemy, and they rain down havoc as Reciprocity unfortunately falls. The Sentinels, though, still find themselves alive. Top 2 teams remaining. Dreadnought touched upon yesterday that we want to make sure that we continue to highlight of the teams that find themselves having to go the farthest distance, especially as the circles start to get smaller, that rotate early will find better success. This is exactly why you see FlyQuest in such this crazy deranged moment as Lou is able to hit 230 damage bangers as he's able to take down Zerg. He's trying to get a couple more.
Double headshot. That was ridiculous. Able to clip 2 more there, but not going to share the same contact point. Little snapple trick here that you can get on Pathfinder for anybody to know, jumping off that corner to make your way up here.
But it's not going to be enough for them just yet. Kurt, actually, as I say that, is able to be alive. We went back in time just a little bit. as it looks like we're going to get to see the replay essentially from Kurt's perspective. You can see what we mentioned, the phase that happened from PvPX. He tries to get onto something, able to get himself a full kill. Now he's still left alive. Is he able to get the spray that we are looking for? Yes, he actually ends up taking Teenage down. Looks like his teammate is left alive. Will he be able to get the res? He is. So we went back in time. We got the clarity. Kurt and Mirko are still alive in this game. 17 players left.
If they are going to defend, it is going to be a flawless caustic ultimate. As the final circle closes in with the traps and then utilizing the iframes on the Wraith to out-survive them. Also keep in mind, caustics actually increase the probability of golden knockdown shields being relevant because it usually comes to a slow ticked death, which that actually adds up to having the bonus 1000 HP.
Difficulty they have to be aware of, however, though, is because there are buildings in play, there is verticality that they have to deal with. He drops down what looks to believe, oh no, he's not able to get it. He actually ends up jumping down. They do get it. He's trying to get himself to go back, but it looks like the NRG team is doing everything that they can do. One member is left alive. They're not going to be able to do too much. He tries to get it onto the shield. He gets it. Champion Banner, NRG walks away. It was anticlimactic in the plays, but it doesn't matter because NRG with Ace, Dizzy, and more come out with the game 3, did some pokes and force some teams to go back and heal so they can move. But as you see, all the other teams in the opposite building essentially have a lock onto it. Meanwhile, T-Squared and TSM run into each other, and it's Reps that comes out with the victory, as now you've got Hall actually on one side. That opposite building we were talking about, that's coming from the TSM squad. As some nice little lasers are going to come out. Callie ends up falling. Imperial Hall, the calls are coming across the board, and this is the concise nature that TSM has in the close quarter situation. An enemy Pathfinder finds himself, it ended up being Zerg. Hall picks himself up another kill, and TSM inside position.
And more importantly, finds himself a Mastiff. Reps has the opportunity to be able to heal up. They put down the Waltzum ultimate. No grenades worried about. They see him inside the house. Go ahead and peek that one. Throw down the Arcstar. Massive available. Do they go for the high ground for the split push here? 2 entrances. It seems like that would be the focus for Imperial Hal, but Reps did gain a bit of distance. Abralele tries to take the trade.
Trying to be careful. Muffins, though, is in the kill feed, which means that Fnatic is still left alive. As I say that, he ends up getting dropped by FlyQuest, though the difficulties that they've been having in their rotation still have proven successful for them, as they do still left alive. 8 enemy players for TSM that they have to find a way to get a knock on to. There's players that they know are in this building. They try to see if they can lure around. There's not going to be anything just yet. It's all coming from the roof.
I'm surprised, but none of them have pushed towards the roof. And then look at this, the pressure through the door. They tried to take the counter trade and they get the knock. Spirit oversteps his bounds, and TSM is quick to bite him for even risking that kind of positioning. But the variable that exists in favor of TSM that doesn't exist elsewhere is the Mastiff. That is the tool that you need to be afraid of at these ranges. So Imperial Hal, if he stays alive, that's the biggest resource for TSM going into this final collapsing here. Now 5 seconds out. Great double thermite over this Wraith portal. It's going to stop that Wraith cheese that we saw before. This is a huge play, actually.
It is. That Mastiff that you were talking about finds itself with a connection as Abralele is able to take down Zach on the other side. Spirit falls down as well. You can see the zipline coming across. The Death Circle is in its moment of shine, as we can see nothing but outside of the ring as people are trying to come across the mark. The self-res is available as fights are still happening across the board. They want to try to make something happen, but it's not going to be enough just yet. TSM still finds himself left alive. Imperial Hal tries to see if he can quick swap. It's over onto the wingman, but it's not going to be enough. Fnatic walks away with the win.
How in the heck?
How now, Brown Cow?
Shiny. What?
Hello?
There was
Shiny?
too much.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the pressure, when TSM was on the lower level identifying, and I was like, why are they not giving consideration to go up? They made a far right rotation. That was into Fnatic. That was their moment to pressure Fnatic out. And still Shiny skirted away from that, healed, reinitiated late enough to be able to pull that in. Like, I have to know how he's...
That's how we do it.
2 knocks from that. A gun that I know you were very excited about when it first came out, Wave Punk. Finally finding itself some action here in Twitch Rivals. It now looks like the Sentinels have found some members, and oh no, it's the current number 2 of reciprocity. They took down Grego. They took down Snipe down. Frex falls as well. That is going to be a destructive finish for them and could potentially pick up these leaderboards if the Sentinels continue to shine.
Huge for Sentinels, though.
Yeah.
It opens up so much room at the end game.
Yeah, and you know, I guess I can't tell if my brain is like going insane because we've changed so many perspectives. Sometimes I'm like, was that last game or this game? But more often than not, Snipedown's roster actually starts with a Hydro Dam Repulsor drop and then moves over to this to be able to control this. So the fact that they didn't have enough loot to be able to defend out from what was their zone control is rather concerning for, I feel like, their trajectory throughout today.
Yeah, they weren't because, they had to go down to Watchtower South, which kind of created a little bit of difficulty. You can see the standings on your screen. Sentinels are sitting at 4th place now that they find themselves with kills aplenty. If they can continue this up, that potential double first place with $1,250 could be the decision maker for them. Retzi thankfully having the tactical ability of Wraith to help him out. 25% movement speed now.
A lot to do here. There we see Sentinels here still taking a glance at that other side. That's not the same targets they were looking at. Again, they were fighting Rogue, which we watched Rogue retreat.
104 headshot. You peek, you get donked as Zoms is able to hit one. A shot misses as somebody simply rebuttals, and he's going to have to be forced to shield cell. Retzi takes a whole heck of a lot of damage. That's going to be 175 actually to the dome, forcing him to have to heal up as well now. And this is the difficulty. They don't have an aggressive position. They're going to have to rotate a little bit late, and the other 13 teams seem to have position shot after shot. Poor Illinium is going to have to be sent back to the DJ booth because he gets knocked pretty quickly. And this is Sentinel's bread and butter through and through. Knock one, W key goes down, the zip line as well. Shots across the mark, they're going to have it. BCJ goes down, which means Fedmeister's the only one left alive. The Sentinels take out the members, and there you have it. Inside position, loot aplenty, and they're still in this game. Fortunately, 2 of his 3 teammates fall. Recognition by Zoms. Again, decisive decision-making, but instead his teammates say, back up, back out, let's play safe and keep ourselves consistent.
And notice how the only person risking positioning is the Pathfinder, right? Beyond the fact that he was able to just barely put those shots between those planks of wood, good alternative follow-up. The Pathfinder's the only one going down because he's the only one who can make it back up. They are not taking any risks whatsoever. It is a war of attrition, and it is in their favor. Zoms comes back down.
This is super close. So it was Hodsick from the Pittsburgh Knights that actually was able to get that knock onto Timmy. They're not done just yet. Payne ends up going down. That's a teammate. Retzi able to do that. That's going to be a fun one in the conversations a little bit later. 2 squads left alive. There's only 1 more left for the Sentinels to have. The wingman shots aren't going to land just yet, but it doesn't matter. Retzi's teammates do the job. A second champion banner for the Sentinels.
What's in there? What's in there? What's in there?
They're trying to end me.
You might just go down. Hold on. I cracked him. Go. I got my guy. One. Go. Pushing. Hold him.
One squad closer to winning.
See the kill feed pushing right here.
They needed an alarm word.
Go get him!
Shh, we got movement.
Who's that?
No. Don't shoot them.
Do they know?
No, not yet.
Mayday, boys! Mayday!
No, it's dropped!
Monster deface!
He's down!
The bait! We haven't switched!
No! Switch.
They're trying to climb up. They know.
No.
They don't know.
Dude, I saw one, I think.
Yo, Iron. Stone Cold, boys.
Look, man, it was a bad plan.
Stone Cold.
Monster, you were the only one who didn't stay in the tree! You can only blame yourself!
There's another team.
We're in the tree?
Oh, everybody just...
Oh, that was Zoms! Oh my god, Sentinels is watching right
My hand
by!
is off the clickies. It was so good. 2 of them didn't see me. You should have never left MTF. The tree was safe.
You should have left, man. It wasn't worth it. I'm gonna go for his.
Don't do this! Do it!
No,
That's
it's a true
You're in a good
teammate.
spot, all right? I'm gonna go get.
Yeah, you're in a
Here we
great
go.
spot, Kitty. They would never see you.
Okay, I'm gonna chill.
Terrible move.
No. He's good.
They make their way through, but they actually survive. At least for now, looking back, trying to stop everybody trying to make that same exact rotation.
Zoms falls, which means the Sentinels are out, but TSM looks like to be wreaking havoc across the mark. Shiny, on the other hand, is supposed to have to duck, dodge, dip, and dive. Unfortunately, none of those worked. It's going to be the D for die as Shiny goes down. The rest of Fnatic are to follow. And now we swap on over to TSM. They were the ones that were able to get the kills onto that. Now they're going to try to see if they can get somebody down across the mark. They have the Watson ultimate to be able to help them out. 11 and 10. That's going to be Pain that comes down. Him and Timmy are going to fall. They're going to be completely out of the mark. It's going to be a thermite grenade to try to help them. Imperial Hal's going to try to make something happen. He does have the Wraith portal available. He's going to cut it up a little bit early so they can have mobility.
It gives them more time to be able to reset the next portal too if somehow that comes to light over that next circle. 5 seconds is still counting, able to shield up as well. Nice trade on the R99, breaks the golden armor, ends up finding an easy knock there onto Birds.
As you can see, TSM sitting in 4th place right now. The more kills that they do, the higher that they rank, the better chance for them to come up and across of Reciprocity, Sentinels, and NRG that hold the 3-2-1 position. 3 squads are left alive, gentlemen, as we find ourselves into the second to the last circle. 35 seconds left remaining. TSM is going to have to move quick.
NRG's been all over the kill feed. They're all still alive here, which is bad news for everyone that's trying to take that top spot.
Look at that. 24 shield cells on the pocket of Ace, as well as a fast backpack. They're sitting in absolute wonders right now. A pinged Kraber shows that it is alive, but it doesn't look like to be something that the members of NRG want to kick to right now. I say that, and Ace kind of gets a little bit of a bait to try to make something happen, but it's not going to be enough. NRG is fully well aware that this is TSM onto the opposite side. It looks to be a solo player on the bottom, which means that we have very close situations. Neither TSM nor NRG find themselves in the circles just yet. Round begins and the ring is closing.
TSM is already massively on the back foot. They had to make a portal play before this timer had closed in. Now NRG is going to just be chipping away as they try and make a panicked rotation in. The Wraith portal is not going to be available at this point in time, so they realize it. They just throw out the shots, and it is their game to lose. Get the knock there.
They know it. They know exactly what it is. You can see them prematurely yelling, is it going to be a self-res? It's not. That's a great knockdown shield. Albreleli is dead, which means Imperial Hall is the only one left alive. It doesn't matter. The ring does its job, and NRG hold on. They secure themselves the victory, more money in the pockets, and further insurance of the #1 spot.
No. Wait, someone zipped. Is that your zip?
No.
How about me? How about me?
Oh. Oh my God! That was a quick scope.
I'm gonna go get it.
T-Square's the only one left alive for their team.
NRG here, making their movement over to Skulltown. Ace trying to put out a couple of shots at least here to threaten off on Skulltown, but we do see, like I was talking about a little bit before, so many people were on the outskirts. What happens with the people a little bit more inland? And it seems like that is a bit more focus here for NRG. But it should be noted, NRG is not nearly as kitted as they were before. Armor-wise, they're sitting very, very low. Even when looking at the overall kit, even on just Ace, it's not necessarily thriving here. Takes a trade, loses the armor, but good opener there.
Yeah, this was the kind of go back in time. We went back about 35, 40 seconds or whatever, which so means that we're now going to be able to see this kind of solid play by NRG to make sure that they could get something. Brood does end up getting full kill by more. A fully charged precision choke is going to go 1. It's going to go 2. One player is going to get knocked, and just like that, T-Squared falls. Kill leader is achieved for Ace, but more importantly, NRG is able to take out another team.
Do the ADS shield, so it wasn't all true damage going into the
That's
drop
Dizzy.
there.
Dizzy making the call. I can zip line. We need to move. We need to go right now. Moore unfortunately finishes it, but they're going to meet Rogue. Moore's going to have to go down. He wasn't able to actually make it to the roof. He's going to have to try to get himself inside, but it's not going to be enough. He says, hello? Who are you? That's going to be the elimination, but it doesn't matter. The Gibraltar's still alive. The Chunky Boy has an opportunity to potentially do something, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Thankfully, Sweet is on the bottom side. He's still there. Rogue finds himself in a situation. He's able to use that shield battery, try to see if he can reset that shot. 36 damage. You don't have too many seconds left remaining. Callie ends up still being there. There's still one player left alive. Does he have it? Is this a chance? Kellar's still there. He takes down Sweet. Rogue dropped is still alive. Opportunity. He wants to keep it. No sense to push just yet.
He doesn't have a bubble for another 5 to 10 seconds, but that's going to end very, very soon.
But he did go down, and Kellar revived it, which does mean that it is now the pure 2v2 situation. Does he want to try to res? Does he get the res? Oh, he hasn't got it. He needs to get it now. He's only got 10 seconds. Actually, no, he doesn't have any time.
He's out of time. He's got to be able to try and take the 2 versus 1.
He's got to have it. It has to be shot after shot. He wants it. That's going to be 110. Another 110 and dropped. Gives no opportunity for the Bangalore as Rogue walks away with the win. Frex trying to see if he can give some cover fire for his teammate.
To be completely honest, they need to just run. If you can't answer this path, you are never going to win this trade, even with a longbow. Snipe down ends up getting knocked on the backside of that, but I just don't see any circumstance you ever overcome this.
Oh, does look like Pathfinder's trying to zip across. They're still doing it. They're trying to get that hop. That's that zipline hop we were talking about. Oh, no, that was T-Squared. That's T-Squared, Brood, and Lulu that decided to jump on across. One member did it, but it's not enough yet.
T-Squared versus Snipe Down in the final game.
Yep. Grego already getting pushed there.
Oh,
Peacekeeper
no,
121 gets the swipe over.
Oh!
Lulu gets dropped immediately with the 3 shots out of Frex there. And Brood actually able to get them down. So reciprocity is out. That could essentially, they're out. There's no way they're getting top 2.
That was one of our 4 teams to keep an eye on.
It was purely for knowledge of how many members are actually finding themselves on that roof. Now, we get to see now a 3-box of TSM, Rogue, and Sentinels. Some perspectives for all of you of where they are on this final circle. The round is closing, and this is where Havoc is going to start to begin. You can see the members of Sentinels again keeping themselves up a little bit. The final circle is there, and now the death circle begins. 15 seconds. He's trying to see if he can get himself some iframes.
Who got eliminated?
Yeah, so TSM is done. TSM finds themselves in 3rd, which now this all but clinches the Sentinels' opportunity, but they have to find a way to make sure they get this dub.
I'm looking for shots.
They got to get a portal.
I can't get a shot.
Get the med kit started.
No, they're not. He decided to cancel onto the med kit. Zombs is going to go down. W keys are going to get pressed. We want to try to have it. Red Sea is going to be the one because he has the fast heal. Going to try to get a damage. That's going to be 92 onto it. The phase is going to be just enough. The champion banner is strung. The Sentinels win game number 8, but more importantly, they punch their ticket and they click it. It's going to TwitchCon. They come.
All the lovers with the sire hiding, missing the chance to transform something.